And welcome everybody in to a beautiful day for soccer here from Fayette, Missouri. Thanks so much for joining us. It's 82 degrees and sunny here at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and the Central Methodist Eagles are hosting the Grandview Vikings in a tale of two Heart Conference teams which are trying to continue their incredible starts to the year. Grandview has remained undefeated throughout the entire season. They sit at 8-0-3. They are looking for their 9th win of the season and to continue that undefeated streak. However, it's a tough test against the Central Methodist Eagles, who have been red hot as of late, specifically that defense, which has pitched 5 consecutive shutouts, including some against ranked teams. And Grandview, they will have their work cut out for them as they are in a good environment for soccer. Central Methodist finally was able to find their way onto the top, well, not quite the top 25, but at least into the poll with a receiving votes category, and they will look to continue to rise and hopefully for them be in the top 25 the next time a poll releases in a couple of weeks. And Grandview will look to maintain their spot. Well, maybe not just maintain, but improve their position. The way they've been playing this year, they look like a top 10 team out there, and they're hoping to continue to do so. It's been their offense that's really helped them throughout this start to the season, although they did tie their last 2 games. They got to get back on the right track with a win because they had started the season 8-0-1, although that last game that they played was against number 2 Mid-America Nazarene, and MNU, man, they have been great this season. But after a 2-2 tie, Grandview's got a little bit of momentum. We'll see if they can come up with a win on the road. Central Methodist looking for their 7th win of the season, their 4th win in conference play. And we are almost ready to roll. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. First off with the visiting Grandview Vikings. It's Justin Figueroa and along with that, Lucas Neward up top. In the midfield, you're looking at Dylan Hunston, Herman Furumo, Ignacio Gonzalez, and you're also looking at Braden Shaney playing. And then in the defensive spots, Nate Mutakua. He is going to be making his first start of the season after missing those first 11 games. He'll be starting in the defensive side along with Peyton Chapman, Kevin Ventura, and along with them, Pietro Piacenza. And then in keeper, it's Lewis Helm. For the Central Methodist Eagles, Kuhn Schimmel, Robin Vanduel, and Pelayo Suarez are starting up top. Along with them is Vincent Stegmiller, Antoine Harrell, Julian Medaglia, and Ignacio Mate. Behind them, Riemann Biena, Mateo Giora, and Rory O'Connor are starting. And then finally back in at keeper, it's Nicolo Cabras seeing a start. He's been out for a little bit after suffering an injury back against Missouri Baptist here in Fayette, but back into the starting lineup, and a huge get for the Eagles, despite the great play that we saw from Linus Bergsvog in replacement. Start of the game is going to go and be kicked far and out of bounds here at the start of the game, and Central Methodist will be getting the ball on the throw-in. Sending it up the line, it's going to be batted around and quickly turned away. Grandview trying to get aggressive early on. They send the ball way up the field and now into the corner where it goes out for a throw-in. Grandview starting aggressively, had sent that ball way up the field and immediately towards Central Methodist, but what it did is it gave them positioning because the ball was hit so far back, Central Methodist wasn't able to clear it across midfield. So now looking for the deep throw-in, potentially going to have a chance to send this one into the middle. Grandview's been great offensively. Part of the reason is their aggressiveness. Not able to get a clean shot yet, but Central Methodist still unable to clear it until the ball eventually goes out the far sideline, and it will be a Eagles throw-in. Quick start to the game for Grandview, like I've mentioned, and This is what you're looking for out of them. Central Methodist's defense, though, standing tall, it's going to be tough to take them down, and they've proved that with their 5 consecutive shutouts. Central Methodist an opportunity. Set up on the far side, and a tough touch just inside the penalty area was a clear opportunity for Antoine Harrell. He had the ball at his feet, but took a little bit too strong of a touch inside, ended up turning it over, although CMU still keeping possession. Now a cross into the middle, a header, and not going to fall. Shamol was there, had the head on the ball, just not able to locate it for the net. So a goal kick coming up for the Vikings. And Grandview, led by head coach David Groves, it's his 4th season, and so far looking like his best season. Previous high for wins in a year is 10. He's never crossed 10 in his previous 3 seasons. He's already crossed the total number of wins that he got last year at Grandview. Last season, Grandview ended up with 6 wins on the year. He's already got this team up to 8. They're looking to make it 9 today. Central Methodist, though, trying to take the lead, and it goes out the back line. Corner kick coming up for Central Methodist. First corner kick of the game. And another opportunity. Central Methodist surprisingly aggressive early on. They had that cross in that Shamol had a chance at. Took the shot with the header, but just missed it wide. Has another opportunity here. Long cross, back post, punched up, and it will go out the back line. And another corner kick coming up for the Eagles, but this time on the other side of the field. Biena will run up from his defensive position to take the corner kick. Previously, it was Ignacio Mate who took the kick on the near side. Now on the far side, they like the look of Biena. And they were trying to go back post on the other corner kick. Central Methodist, obviously Shamol, he can certainly put it in with the head, but now back out wide. Biena trying to take a long shot there from just at the corner of the penalty area. Does not find the net, however, and it goes out of bounds. Yet another goal kick coming up here. A couple of shots early from the Eagles. And a long switch. Nobody was home, though. Rough kick from Grandview. And defensively, they give up the ball. Now, that is kind of what you're looking for from Grandview right now, is can their defense stand up? They've allowed a couple more goals than they would have hoped for at this point. Kevin Ventura, the one who tried to cross the field with his pass, as that one goes out the back line. And Ventura is going to certainly be cautious of his kicks in the future after giving that one up. He'll take it away to start things off and just pass it along the backside. Ventura up the field. A little bit of contact in the middle, and now Grandview's got a run going. This is where they do their best work. Back out to the outside, inside the penalty box, and it's blocked by Cabras. Second chance off the side of the goal, and it remains out. Oh, man. Right in the area. The rebound could not go. Grandview still possession, but now back up around midfield. They had the goal dead to rights. What a stop by Nicolo Cabras. Returning as the starter for this game after a few games that we saw Linus Bergsvog. And Cabras coming up big there. Ball into the goal box, picks it up, and Cabras will this time be able to slow it down himself. Rolls it off to one of his teammates, and now a long kick up the field. Just really trying to clear it. Bad touch again by Ventura, and a couple of headers. Goes back to the keeper. Lewis Helm in goal for the Vikings. Helm, a 6'2" graduate student out of Munich, Germany. Now a ball sent up the right side, and here's another opportunity. trying to push it. Neward sends it inside, and it's kicked out of bounds. Mateo Giora clearing it from just outside the goal box. Thought about a quick throw in, but decides to pull it back. Nate Mutakawa, who is making his season debut today. It's a big addition for Grandview's defense, which, as I mentioned, has been struggling compared to the rest of their team. Not struggling to the point where they're going to take losses, but they have allowed a couple more goals than they would have hoped for. Cross coming all the way into the middle of the field. Now back out wide, and it's blocked by a defender, and now Central Methodist has some numbers. They've got a run, sending it to the left side. It's leading his man, pushing it up, trying to cross it back into the middle on the ground, and diving to it. Lewis Helm able to pick it up, stops the opportunity for Central Methodist. Robin Vanduel and Koen Chamol, it was a 2-on-2 on the counterattack. Now a long header comes back up. Vanduel is there, heads it back out, trying to find a teammate, quickly taken away. Central Methodist is winning a lot of these 50-50 balls right now, and then going to the ground, it's a foul against Mutakawa. Common foul, so a free kick coming up. Ignacio Mate looking for a teammate. Maybe a shot here. It's a bit far out for one. Not a great angle. But Helm is ready. There's a scrum of players at the top of the penalty area. Kick comes in and looked to find a teammate, but all it found was the hands of Lewis Helm. Long ball up the field and headed back by Central Methodist. Central Methodist having a few more opportunities than Grandview would have hoped for. Mentioned the defense for Grandview, and they've allowed a goal in 3 of the last 4 matches they've played. You go back to that match against Mount Mercy, and while, yes, they're playing on the road, Mount Mercy, another team that was just receiving votes in this most recent top 25, not a ranked team, and a lot of contact deep, and a foul goes against Central Methodist. Really could have been either one on that play, but center ref whistles free kick for the Vikings. It was Antoine Harrell, who again was playing very aggressively forward. And Central Methodist now, they're just kicking the ball up the field, trying to get it deep into Grandview territory. A lot of the time you see Central Methodist try and get something set up in the back. But against Grandview, we've seen kind of that switch. They're trying to get early and aggressive and push it up the sidelines so that they can create more opportunities. A little bit riskier with getting the ball away, but so far it hasn't hurt the Eagles. Long ball and goes all the way to the back, and a little bit of miscommunication. The shot, Cabras, what a save. It was a one-on-one with the keeper. Cabras slides down and blocks it away. Grandview still with the ball, and now the clearance comes all the way up across midfield, and what a play by Nicolo Cabras. Yet again coming up clutch for the Eagles, and Grandview will set it back up on the defensive line. They had a one-on-one opportunity. Lucas Neward, but just wasn't able to elevate it over the sliding Cabras. Grandview's been getting a few more shots as of late on a couple of quick forming opportunities. Now trying to push the ball forward yet again. Touched on the defensive side, and long kick coming up. And it goes all the way back to the keeper, Helm. Grandview's offense continuing to look strong here. They've tied their last 2 games, but before that, they had won 6 in a row as Cabras will wait for the ball to find him and picks it up. The Vikings, in those 6 straight wins, they had scored 3 or more goals in all 6 of them. That streak ended with the 1-1 tie at home against Culver Stockton. And then they also only scored 2 in their tie against Mid-America Nazarene. But now the Central Methodist offense trying to show what they can do. Back out wide, now a cross coming up. It's a pop-up into the goal box, trying to find some space. The kick, it bounces off the keeper helm and inches away from going in for Central Methodist. A couple of huge opportunities for both teams early on in this one. 33 minutes to go in the first half. First 12 minutes have been very exciting despite it remaining goalless. Still tied at 0, but a ton of shots from both sides. Clearance from the keeper went well out of bounds, and Raymond Biena will now look for the throw-in. Biena thought going back to Giora, but now pushes it up the field to Harrell. Harrell has had a lot of action today and gave it up at the last second to Grandview after trying to push it off to a teammate. A little bit too close on that dribble move. Ventura. Hunston sending it up, nearly intercepted by Harrell. Now back to Ventura. Ventura pushing up the middle of the field, finding space. Back up into the middle. Plenty of space to move around, and Piacenza was able to find it out wide. Now Mutakawa sends it in. Header straight down, still dangerous, not anymore. Another cross coming in, this time to the backside. Looking to move it in, and nearly taken away by Schimel. He'll have an opportunity to run up the sideline. He's got some pressure, gets it off to Suarez. Suarez looking to find a teammate. Long cross to Harrell. Harrell hits it off the thigh. Able to control, now back to Biena. And this is what you usually see from Central Methodist, is as soon as they face that pressure, they'll push it back, wait for something else to open up, and then push the ball down the field. Early in the game, we saw a lot of just immediate kicks there as Harrell put some pressure on Grandview, but the Vikings able to maintain possession after the long kick. Now long one of their own all the way back, and Cabras strolls over to the ball, picks it up, and tosses it off to another one of his teammates. Mateo Giora, he's pushed all the way back, but Giora, I mean, he has still been just incredible this season offensively in certain situations. Whenever he's able to get himself up the field, I mean, he's been a real danger. Although a true defender, he has just been incredible this season. Tied as the leading scorer on this Central Methodist team with 6 goals. Tied with Robin Vanderwell, who's a forward. As you might expect, Vanderwell, of course, up top, but both of them have 6. Schimel trying to find his way to the ball, but can't keep it in as it bounces out of bounds. Throw in coming for Grandview. Peyton Chapman looking to find someone. Gets it to Ignacio Gonzalez. Now back out to Mutakawa. Gonzalez. He gets it back. Pressured. And Mate was trying to take it away. Not able to, but through a trio of Eagles, Mutakawa still able to keep possession. Back on the outside, a potential opportunity, but Giora just sends it out the sideline. Realized that was his best opportunity to save a goal. But a deep throw in now for Grandview. And the Vikings, you look at their goal scorers this year, talked about Central Methodists, but Grandview, their leading scorer, Justin Figueroa, he's got 8 goals on the season. Tim Schurlemmer behind him with 6. Long throw into the penalty area, right up top the goal box, and a bunch of headers coming. Now it finds the grass, kicked straight up in the air by Suarez, now trying to locate it. Still a bunch of headers coming, and I'm not sure if this thing's ever going to go down as Biena finally puts it on the ground and gets a leg. Cabras running to it. He leaps in the air and grabs it as a free kick is called for after a common foul. A little too aggressive there, and the center ref gives him a quick talking to. That was Figueroa, who I mentioned just a bit ago. He was trying to find his way to the ball, but a little careless on it. Doesn't change the result. Still going to likely be a long kick from Cabras. And Cabras, the reason he's such a huge addition back into this starting lineup is because of what he's able to do back at keeper, and we've already seen it this game. A couple of key saves from him already. And a poor pass there. Might have another opportunity for a save. The shot, it's blocked by Giora. Still in play. Oh, what a slide. Now back up to the left side. Mutakawa just pops it up off the chest. Received by his teammate. And Shaney able to get it back all the way to Helm. Hunston now looking to move it up. Hunston and Mutakawa a little bit close with each other. Now Hunston clears it back to Ventura. Hunston again trying to find someone. Gets his teammate. Quick give and go here to the right side, but not the best go as Central Methodist able to take it away. Pass back to Cabras. He sends it up. Biena. Long kick, potential opportunity, but headed out of bounds by Ventura. Was looking for Vanduel on the play, and with 26 minutes to go in the first half, Central Methodist has a deep throw-in in a tie match. Biena finds his teammate. Now long cross into the middle of the penalty area, not going to avoid Grandview. Plenty of space now to work with. Medaglia into the middle. Header opportunity, but it goes straight up and then out the goal line. Near chance for Central Methodist, and a lot of complaints coming from Vincent Stegmiller. Stegmiller was the one who headed the ball in the first place. He was complaining that it went out of bounds off of Grandview, but center ref said no more. Now back in play, it does go out of bounds. Throw in for Central Methodist. And this one a huge game for both teams, and Central Methodist trying to prove that they should be a top 25 team. If they can get a win here, they'll certainly be more than considered. As a long switch pass, not able to find the foot of Harrell, and it goes out the sideline. Mutakawa now the throw-in. Gets it to Gonzalez, but quickly taken back away. Not able to find anyone. Central Methodist now pushing the ball, but don't have the numbers that they're looking for. Going to have to slow it. Now into the corner. Shamol back out wide. Nearly had the run in the corner, but a little too long of a touch. Out the goal line, and now a goal kick for Lewis Helm. Helm this season, I mean, he has been incredible for Grandview as well. just allowed 6 goals on the year through his 9 games played. 30 saves. That works out to an 83% save percentage. No saves in this one yet for him. Central Methodist still looking for some more opportunities, although they've had some shots close to the goal. 2 shots, no shots on goal for Central Methodist. 4 shots, 2 of them have been on goal for Grandview. A couple of huge plays by Nicolo Cabras. And one really that stands out as he was one-on-one. But a real step up from Nicolo Cabras saved that shot from going in. Goal kick for the Vikings, and Grandview looking for their best season under David Groves, their head coach. Talked about him a little bit earlier. This is his 10th season overall as a head coach, and contact as Vanduel goes through the defender. Dylan Hunston was trying to keep the ball, and good positioning allowed him to draw the free kick. High jump from Shimol, but not able to keep it in Central Methodist possession. Now on the ground, Julian Medallia, he draws a foul and is down, rolling around, and time called by the center referee is that was a quick shot to the thigh area. And the center ref calling for a talking to and a yellow card issued as Peyton Chapman is called for the yellow card. So Chapman the yellow. Peyton Chapman, the 6-foot grad student out of West Des Moines, Iowa. This is his 11th game that he's drawn the start in, and such a big part of this defense. Part of it is the aggressive play that he has, was trying to take that one away and just mistimed it. Obviously, the ref had to give out the card, however. Couple of triangle passes from the Central Methodist defense, and now sending it up the side. Shimol missed the header, and it goes out of bounds. Throw in for Grandview, and they'll keep trying this aggressive style of play. After the first really 12 minutes, it seemed like it's calmed down quite a bit. Just over 20 minutes to go in the first half. You really saw both teams there kind of stepping up and to the goal. Had a couple of key opportunities, and been a quiet 10 minutes since, but a takeaway by Harrell. Central Methodist, poor pass there. Tried to get that one to Suarez, but now potential counterattack coming for Grandview. Figueroa trying to work his way inside, has a man in the middle. Dishes it back off, contact atop the box, no foul called. Biena has the ball. Now sends it up the right side where Schimmel is. Schimmel's got time. He's going to look to cross it into the middle. He's got a man there, Vanduel. Harrell's coming up to follow, but still not able to get around his man. Now back in the middle. Chapman slides, but it's out the goal line, and a corner kick coming. Schimmel tried to get in position to draw a foul, was unable to, but still a huge opportunity for Central Methodist as a couple of substitutes come in. Milton Olin, along with Jackson Wilbers, both of them into the game. Johan Diversevic and Aiden Pinto, the four of them all into the game for Central Methodist. So a quartet of moves out of CMU. Ignacio Mate, Kuhn Shamol, Robin Vanduel, the three of them out of the game, and corner kick coming up here. Vienna will look to centralize. Throws his hands in the air, now sends it in the middle, back post, and not able to keep it in play. It goes out the back, and it's a goal kick for Grandview. The other substitute that came out of the game for Central Methodist, Antoine Harrell, he is out of the game as well. Wilbers applying pressure up front, and Wilbers got called up to the varsity squad really on a pinch and immediately made an impact for Central Methodist and really has worked himself into the rotation a bit. Wilbur's one of the forwards that you're going to see. He's pushed way up as always. And while he doesn't have a goal on the season, he has 4 assists in his 4 games. That's all about positioning and passing. He's good at both. Ball far up now, and Grandview trying to work on their own positioning and passing. Neward tries to put it in the middle and still in play, but the cross was a bit off on the far side. Had an opportunity up front, but not quite able to locate it. Pietro Piacenzo is the one who tried to put it in the middle. Officially going to go down as a shot. Tough angle for it. Now a long pass coming up for CMU. Again, some contact there, and a late whistle is blown after a man hit the grass and pushed way back. It was Ilhan Diversevic who was the one that had contact drawn. Now the free kick from Riemann Biena, center ref, once again giving a talking to Justin Figueroa. Now Aiden Pinto sending this one up. Gets it over the top. Now on the side, crossing back in the middle. It's a bit too high, though. Still Central Methodist has the ball. Suarez gets it back to Biena. Biena left foot, tries to put it in, but it goes just in front of the field goal upright and out of bounds as it's yet another goal kick for Grandview. But it really has felt like Central Methodist has been in control since a couple of near misses from Grandview early in the half. Although neither team really generating too many shots. Central Methodist had the ball quite a bit, and deep in Grandview territory at that. Jackson Wilbers kind of went to the ground right there after he was trying to take away the ball real quick. Ventura, now long pass up the sideline, and it's not a great header as it goes backwards off of Alton Shabi, and now a deep throw in for Grandview. Trying to turn their luck around as they've been aggressive early on, but kind of took the foot off the pedal for a bit. We'll see if they can put one in here. Throw in into the penalty area. Not going to find the foot of anyone just yet. Now a takeaway. Trying to find some way to get it up the left side. Some good moves there. Not quite able to do so. And the kick, it's a little too far forward as you saw a couple of Central Methodist Eagles making runs, but not able to get it. Jackson Wilbers trying to pick off a pass back to the keeper. Instead, CMU picks one off up the sideline. Not a lot of contact, but both had a foot on the ball, and no foul drawn. Still trying to keep this one in play, but not able to. Goes out the far sideline, and once again, it's a deep throw in for Grandview. Quick pass is able to find Mena. Not able to keep it in play, though, but still, Grandview will get the throw. Peyton Chapman. Seems like he's got the strength to put it into the goal box. That's where he'd intend to put it. The throw comes in, but it's a little short of the goal box. Still, ball in play, kick on the ground in the dangerous area, but the shot comes in and misses just far left. Off the foot of Figueroa, and a goal kick for Central Methodist. Cabras not fazed by that. Another shot for Grandview as they now have 7 in the first half. Only 2 of them have been on goal so far. Long kick coming up, intended for Wilbers. Not able to find him, but still in play. Ball on the ground and taken away by Grandview. Trying to find some space. Oh, what a nice touch by Pinto. Back to Biena. Trying to find Pinto again, and he's there. Now Central Methodist has some numbers here on the counter. Up the right side, trying to slow down and speed back up. Olin not able to get by his man, and long kick coming up. Hitting the ground is Central Methodist, and trying to take it back. Stegmiller now back out wide. Trying to cross it in, but taken away for a split second. Wilbers is there, tries to put it on the ground back up the middle, but was not able to find Bromhagen. And the ball now out of play, just across midfield. Central Methodist back in their own half. Will get the throw in. Medallia sending it up the sideline, and once again out of bounds, and another CMU throw in. Grandview's had to play a lot of defense this game. Down the sideline, Olin is able to take it for a second. Now a slide tackle attempt is missing. Wilbers tried to find a Giora, not able to get the header, and has to be sent over to the side. Biena's there, though. Good cleanup from him. Now up to Wilbers, and miscommunication there as you saw both Wilbers and another teammate, Ilhan Diversevic, both kind of ready to go, but Wilbers was anticipating quick give and go. Instead, Diversevic stayed back, wanted to find some space earlier, and ball pushed out of bounds, although Central Methodist quickly able to get it back for a split second. Bromhagen trying to take it away from Ventura. Pinto rushing to it. Bromhagen now there as well. Pinto able to take it away. Had a second to fake the kick. Olin back to Bromhagen. Sorry, that's Stegmiller. Now Pinto. Stegmiller wasn't sure if he or Olin should go for the ball, and both of them kind of just let it roll out of bounds. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half, still tied at 0, and a little bit of a surprise from the Grandview side, although that's kind of the focus. Central Methodist has had a great defense, whereas Grandview's had a great offense. And Biena took that one, and he's down. That is not a fun spot to get hit, and he'll have to catch his breath after that. Biena just kind of got the wind knocked out of him after that one. Put his body on the line there for sure. So a little bit of a break here as Biena will see if he can walk it off. He gives a thumbs up to the sideline, and seems like he'll be all good, which is good news for Central Methodist. So now Diversevic with the ball, and Diversevic, I mean, he's had some big appearances. 3 goals on the season for him. Nine shots in his 8 games that he's played. And Diversevic, he had a brace in the last game that they played. Back against UHSP on the road, and a 5-0 win for Central Methodist in that one. UHSP's struggled a bit to start the season, to say the least. Central Methodist did their job. All 5 of those goals came in the first half of that game, and then they kind of went to the bench. So really the most you could take out of Central Methodist is what you saw in that first half in that game. In the match, they took 37 total shots, including 13 on goal. 23 of those 37 shots were in the first half. Tells you how much Central Methodist had the ball deep in UHSP territory. Now Aiden Pinto looking to send it into the middle. High one. It's knocked down. Still dangerous in the shot. And just able to avoid it as it's blocked out of the goal line. And Milton Olin saying, hey, there was a push, but not able to get that. And CMU had that goal just inches away yet again. Third shot of the afternoon for the Eagles. And now Riemann Biena. He'll look to cross it in from the far side corner. Six white shirts deep in the goal box, sending up. It's on the ground in the goal box and just kicked out the side and able to manage to stick as a throw-in. And a deep one at that. Jackson Wilbers. He'll look to send this one into the middle. He's got a good arm on that. The throw, back post, headed into the middle, not able to find the foot of CMU. Still alive. Olin with the ball in the corner. He makes a move to the goal line. He's inside the penalty area. On the ground, it's knocked back up top. Biena thought about the shot, tried to take one. Instead, he might have sent that one to the moon. Biena a touch under that one, to say the least. Playing aggressively there, though, and that is what you like to see out of Central Methodist. Obviously not the result there. Biena still looking for his first goal of the season, but he's taken a few shots. Averages about 2 shots every 3 games. And now Diversevic called for the common foul and thought about the quick kick there, but now slowed down for the full free kick. Just over 5 minutes to go. Free kick coming from just across midfield for Grandview. It's Peyton Chapman who will take the kick. And now the center ref going up and talking to Julian Medallia. And now the kick. Chapman Sends it high in the air, far side of the goal. Header comes back in. Oh, bicycle kick to clear it. A great job in the back, and Grandview still has the ball, but not quite in as good of position. Throw in coming from just above where the top of the penalty area is. Peyton Chapman. Now 5 minutes on the clock. That's what's left in the first half. Chapman sends it short of the penalty area. Headed back by CMU, trying to get the takeaway. Wilbers pushing closely, nearly got a foot on that one. Pop up, and Cabras able to grab it over the head of an attacker. Back out wide, and plenty of space now. Diversevic trying to make a move back inside. He goes to the ground. Foul on Matakawa, and with that, looks like Matakawa is going to get a yellow card. Indeed, he will. Second yellow card of the game for Grandview. Peyton Chapman had one earlier, and now Matakawa gets his first one. So Riemann Biena will take the free kick. Not close enough where you can really get the immediate shot opportunity, but Biena will try and get it close enough. Header not on target from Wilbers, and a goal kick for the visitors. Heading into halftime so far. Still shut out on both sides. Maybe expected, maybe unexpected. Would say it's been a defensive game, but it certainly hasn't. There have been some key opportunities for both teams. None have found the back of the net, though. No shots on goal from Central Methodist, and Grandview's defense certainly has been playing the part. Grandview's offense, 7 shots, only 2 of them on goal, though. Those were early in the half. Ball still waiting to be cleared by Central Methodist. Haven't gotten that touch that they've been hoping for. Now Olin has some time, but quickly pressured, moves it back inside, and a little bit strong of the touch there, trying to get the ball back. Still fighting for it. Olin, wow. That is strong play from the attacker from Central Methodist. And ball out the back line. Goal kick for Grandview. Haven't seen too many corners today. Central Methodist does have 4 corner kicks, but none from Grandview. Aiden Pinto fighting, able to send it up to Jackson Wilbers. Just over 2 minutes to go. Wilbers not able to pass it back where he hoped for, and a late whistle after the play. Referee was playing advantage. And whistle blown to stop time here as the referee will once again have a talking to. Looks like he's calling for Milton Olin. And Olin, he's been a big piece ever since he came in as a substitute earlier, and a yellow card issued as he wasn't wearing proper equipment, it appears. Center referee went down to his shins and seemed to be checking for his shin guards. So a yellow card issued to Milton Olin as he will put his shin guards in. He was not wearing shin guards, and so that is what, I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but Milton Olin issued a yellow card because of improper equipment. So with just over 2 minutes to go, we will return to play. That's an impressive catch from the center referee. Or whoever caught it in the first place. Grandview gets the ball back now, and with under 2 minutes to go, if they want a goal, they're going to have to attack quickly. Diversevic ends up with the ball at his feet, and now Central Methodist has a potential opportunity. Back out to Wilbers. Wilbers not able to find it. Deep throw in once again. Wilbers looking for his team to set up in the penalty area. We saw how far he could throw it earlier, was able to go over the penalty area. Now the long throw once again, back post, little far. Milton Olin there tries the bicycle kick, not able to get a good foot on the ball though. 1 minute to go in the first half, and the clearance. Central Methodist just kicking it out the sideline. Julian Medallia. Just over 40 seconds to go. Grandview has to push it. Looking for a last-minute goal before the locker rooms. And we're really seeing just how even of a match it is between these two teams. Wilbers clears it up the field, and it's the keeper, Lewis Helm, who's pushed way up. And now Helm sends it up to the top of the penalty area, headed off to the side, and on the far side, Medallia sends it up with 6 seconds to go. Milton Olin will try and kick it up, but that will do it for the first half as it remains scoreless here in Fayette. 0-0 between number 13 Grandview and the Central Methodist Eagles. So we're going to go ahead and hit a quick break here as halftime has hit us, and we'll be back in just about 14 minutes or so here as the second half will look to get underway. We'll see what happens as this game remains tied. When we return, this is Central Methodist Eagles soccer taking on the Grandview Vikings.
Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life.
And welcome back into Central Methodist Athletics as they are taking on the number 13 Grandview Vikings. The second half, just a few minutes away from getting back in action. The Grandview Vikings, ranked number 13th in the nation, they are looking for a win after having tied their last two games. They're hoping to avoid it being 3 in a row, although I think they'd be more than okay with a tie here because this is a quality team that they're playing. Obviously, they want to get the win to prove that they can continue climbing. A tie here might affect their outlook on the season, but more so than anything, this is a very even matchup. Heading into this game, especially because Central Methodist is hosting Grandview, and Central Methodist, I mean, they're no joke of a team. They've been quite a solid squad this year, and it seems like both of these teams have proved that they're pretty equal parts. Grandview on the road against Central Methodist at home seems to be an even matchup, and we are seeing that so far in a 0-0 game, and we'll see how this one finishes up as the second half will determine if we get to see a winner or if it ends in a draw like it very well could. It's been an aggressive start from both teams. We've seen plenty of opportunities at goal, although no goals yet. And we've also seen the aggressiveness show up in the fouls. 2 yellow cards for Grandview, 1 for Central Methodist, although that 1 yellow card for Central Methodist came from wearing ineligible equipment, as that was a mistake from Milton Olin, who ended up not having shin guards on when he came onto the field of play, so he got carded for that. And that's right now a look at the game. Central Methodist will start with the ball. It's a windy one here, and that wind has been gusting, pushing toward the Central Methodist goal, so certainly helping Grandview in this second half and quickly getting things started. CMU trying to push the ball up the field, but they're not going to have quite the same success as you would have seen from the first half. Underway, and Julian Medaglia trying to make a run, and he goes hopping over Ventura as the ball is kicked out of play, and already a throw-in coming from deep in Grandview territory. Jackson Wilbers looking for the similar success that he had on the throw-ins back in the first half. He's starting this second half of play after becoming a substitute early on. The throw comes in, and it's right where he wanted it to, but the header not able to find the right spot. Goal kick for Grandview, and the Vikings will look to send it up. It was Rory O'Connor who was pushed up there and tried to send it into goal. That was his first shot attempt of the season. Previously hadn't attempted a shot in the 5 games that he played. This was his 4th start of the year as the header goes all the way back to Nicolo Cabras. Now Medaglia sends it up the middle, and it'll be bounced around a couple of times. Suarez trying to get it up the sideline to Shamol, but not quite able to. Now turning back around, Julian Medaglia just had to stick out a foot in order to keep it away. Pietro Piacenza was the one earlier who was intended, and Piacenza has been a big part of the offense. He's only played a few games this season. This is his 5th appearance of the year. Made his 3rd start of the season. But in his previous 4 games that he played, took 9 shots and also got 2 assists. Very involved, and now quickly going to be a throw-in. Long one coming up. Chapman into the penalty box, but headed away. but it's back in play. Ventura's got a chance. Couldn't quite get a foot on it before it went out of bounds, and a goal kick from Cabras. A lot of action from Grandview already. Central Methodist had really the first chance of the second half and kind of taken out right there, but no foul called. Late attack from Justin Figueroa, but CMU still able to keep possession here for the time being, and the players go tumbling down, and now a free kick. Antoine Harrell kind of holding his back, and time called to make sure that he's all right. Center ref checking on him and calls for a substitution as time had been stopped. So, coming into the game for Grandview is a new player. Wilmont Mena, he checks in. Only a few minutes into the second half here, and Central Methodist will have a free kick just above the top of the penalty box. Clear opportunity for a cross in. Hayden Pinto will look to send this one in as Grandview has their players step off the field. Long kick coming in, and grabbing it is Lewis Helm. Quick kick up the field. Not a great touch. Grandview's got the ball back. Now an opportunity as they push up the side into the penalty area. Piacenzo not able to get it as Rory O'Connor sends it out the sideline. Throw in for the Vikings. Grandview. Sorry, it's a corner kick, not a throw-in. Didn't quite find the sideline. Now the kick coming up toward the back post. The header just misses a little bit far to the right. And Mena, who just came into the game, nearly had a goal, but a bit outside, and it remains scoreless. One of the best opportunities we've seen in a while. Jackson Wilbers had the full-on sprint going as he tries to get a takeaway, but Grandview wearing him out right now. Just passing it back and forth between Hunston and Helm, and eventually going up the sideline. It goes out. Throw in now for Central Methodist. Wilbers sends it up. It's a good one. Finds Harrell, but not the touch that he was looking for. Went a little bit backwards, but a block there. Suarez has it. Suarez on the ground. It's kicked high in the air, still in the penalty area, fought for and cleared by Grandview. And another foul called and a whistle blown by the center ref. And the yellow card is out, offered to Figueroa. He is not happy about it. Third yellow card of the game against Grandview. That's the first to Figueroa, and a big one at that. So free kick from just across the halfway line. Mateo Giora sends it to the left side. Got some space. Kicked out by Grandview. Pinto trying to keep it in play now. Couple of touches there. Biena loses control of the ball, and Biena called for the foul. And some complaints. As Raymond Biena will have the center ref chat with him, and now it seems like we're ready to go as Peyton Chapman looks to send it up. Chapman, the long kick, a little bit too far though, and it goes out the goal line for a kick from Central Methodist. Well, the yellow cards so far in the game issued to Figueroa, Mutakawa, and Peyton Chapman. So Central Methodist has the advantage in that department. Header on the ground and back into the middle. Grandview trying to set up a run, although haven't been able to find their own teammates. Poor touch from Jackson Wilbers as he tried to send it to the back. But Central Methodist able to recover for a slight moment. Raymond Biena kind of came up and was able to get to the ball, but a little bit too far outside on the pass up the touchline. Now Jackson Wilbers trying to send it up to the right side. Shimol would have been there, but the keeper, Helm, able to run up to the ball, and not a great one on the first hit from Pietro Piacenza. Suarez, good positioning on the ball, gets it to Medaglia. Now back to Suarez. Suarez and Medaglia both in the same spot, and Suarez kind of tried to hand that one off to Schimmel, but center referee blowing the whistle, and Grandview is incensed here. They were certain that it was their ball. Now the throw-in comes from Wilbers, and into the penalty area, no foul called as Harrell went to the ground. Biena takes over. Back in the middle of the field, and a whistle blown off the ball. Center ref says no more. Harrell kind of complaining on that one, along with Braden Shaney. Now free kick for Grandview, and trying to send this one in, and a save leaping up from Nicolo Cabras. Wilmot Mena from way outside sent it just under the crossbar, but Nicolo Cabras able to keep it out of the goal. A key stop there, third save of the game for Cabras, who has continued to be a staple of this Central Methodist team into the area, but just over the goal off of the corner kick. And again, Central Methodist avoiding that first score from Grandview. Still tied at 0, and we are over 10 minutes into the second half. This second half hasn't seen quite as many key opportunities as we did in the first half so far, but that's not to say there haven't been any. Just saw one. And Schimel tried to send that one over the top to Vanduel. Now Harrell back to Vanduel, and not the touch he was hoping for. It goes far to the outside. Would have had an opportunity. Vanduel working on Matakawa, able to get it to Harrell. Harrell working backwards, now crossing the field, finds Schimel. Schimel looking to center it, but it's blocked away by Chapman, and a throw-in coming for Central Methodist. Julian Medaglia stepping all the way up from his line of defense. Gets it into Stegmiller. Back over to Schimel, who tries to find back post. It was a good pass, but nobody was home. Harrell, now working on Matakawa, makes the move, sends it back into the middle of the field. Batted away by Grandview. Pinto stepped to the ball, but it was knocked off of his body out of bounds for a throw-in for the Vikings. Long kick here, and Medaglia passes it up. Schimel, he's got a man, waits a second, gets it to Suarez. Suarez, dribble move, trying to cut inside, puts it on the ground, but a good step two from Braden Shaney. Gets the ball back in their favor for a second. Medaglia now. Medaglia outside Suarez. Suarez putting it in the middle. Nobody able to get it, though, a little bit too hard on the pass, and Central Methodist now trying to reset. On the ground, Pinto back out wide. Medaglia. Medaglia into the middle, diving, it's on the ground, and in! Central Methodist has scored and taken the lead. Pelayo Suarez makes it 1-0 Eagles. Pelayo Suarez had the keeper on the ground and put it in with the left foot to the left side of the goal. And the Eagles could be looking at another ranked victory. They had a couple of ranked wins earlier in the season as they played 4 straight ranked teams from Mid-America Nazarene, William Penn, Missouri Valley, and Clark. They got 2 wins over that 4-game stretch and 1 draw. Their only loss was against Mid-America Nazarene. That's the last loss that they've had this season. One of just 2 throughout the year. They also lost to Harris Stowe right at the beginning of the season. Central Methodist now with a 1-0 lead after the goal from Pelayo Suarez. And for Suarez, his 4th goal of the season. And a big one. He's now got double-digit points on the year. 4 goals, 2 assists. And a header, but a miss there. Grandview's got an opportunity to equalize, and the shot sails away from him. Justin Figueroa had an opportunity to tie up the game once more. Not able to do so. Nicolo Cabras now with the goal kick, and Grandview is not going to go down easily. They have not lost a game this season. They currently trail on the scoreboard almost 2/3 of the way into the game. Just over a half hour remaining. Central Methodist looking to hand the Vikings their first defeat. Suarez, what a huge shot that he was able to make. But Grandview is now going to be playing aggressively. And Mid-America Nazarene, who beat Central Methodist 4-1 earlier in the season. This Grandview team was able to draw 2-2. Just the last game that they played against each other. Central Methodist leading this game. Some would call unexpected. But if you've watched this Eagles team throughout this season, you know that they are a strong squad. And a foul called. Stegmiller knew it. Herman Ferrumo went to the ground, and now a free kick. They'll look to put this over the top. A little far out for a shot here. So you're more than likely looking for a pass in. Ignacio Gonzalez. He will take the kick. Almost everyone in that area to potentially take the shot. The pass from Gonzalez, it's a good one, but it's kicked out the back line. Nearly found Ventura. Good stop by the back line of Central Methodist. Corner kick coming up. Gonzalez will take the kick. Sends it to the far backside, headed up in the air into the middle, and back out by Giora. Now on the ground, Shimol will put a touch up the sideline. He tries to keep it in, able to do so for a bit. Pushed way outside, the keeper able to win the ball. A risky decision from Lewis Helm. Ran all the way up from his spot. And Schimmel nearly had him beat. If he had got that touch, it's more than likely a goal. Now Antoine Harrell has it in the corner. Spin move on it. Trying to put it back in the middle. Not there. Biena. Trying to cross the field. Vanderwell has it at the feet. Tried to take a shot. It's blocked. Second chance. Blocked again on the ground and picked up by Lewis Helm. And Lewis Helm has certainly been worked, although more so in the second half than in that first. 2 shots on goal, both in the second half from Central Methodist. Riemann Biena to the ball, trying to take it away. Almost called a push-off, but not going to. Now Schimmel running back to it, just going to let it go out. And Schimmel thought it was going to be Central Methodist ball, but called otherwise. And now it'll be a Central Methodist throw-in after it goes off the foot of Piacenza. Schimmel now coming out of the game as Ilan Diversevic will check in. Julian Medaglia with the throw-in. Medaglia up the sideline, but still keeping it is Grandview. Shaney had it for a second, able to win it back now. Trying to work it up the right side. Finds his man, now kicks it back out. Matakawa, long cross there. He finds his man. Piacenza with the shot, but it's blocked. Deflected by O'Connor, and a corner kick yet again for Grandview. The Vikings are pushing the pace right now. Creating opportunity after opportunity. Mentioned how good that offense has been. They have scored in every single game this season. Expected when you have 8 wins and 3 draws and no losses, but none of those 3 draws were 0-0. The header coming in, and it finds the back of the net. It goes in, and we are knotted at 1. It's Kevin Ventura. We are even at 1. Kevin Ventura, his 3rd goal of the season. And it's the equalizer here in Fayette. Ventura has taken plenty of shots throughout the year, but hadn't been credited with too many goals. He's going to get a third one this afternoon. 25 minutes to go, and we're back where we were just 8 minutes ago. Quick kick by Medallia. Throw in for Grandview. Peyton Chapman looks to send it up, so shutout no longer, and that ends the streak of consecutive shutouts from Central Methodist. Quick kick coming into the middle, and a little bit too far for Piacenza to make the run on. Central Methodist had pitched 11 consecutive halves of shutout soccer. Which is 5.5 hours without a goal allowed. But it's Grandview's offense who comes up big in the second half here, and now a push out of bounds, and the free kick is offered. Peyton Chapman once again will take the kick. So the offense is finally being credited with goals for both teams. Grandview showing off why they are one of the top teams in the nation. Although trailing, it was a big one. They actually trailed 2-0 to Mid-America Nazarene, their last game that they played. Long kick coming in, and it goes straight to the keeper, Cabras. And now Grandview's players stepping over Antoine Harrell. Harrell was on the ground, and a couple of Vikings just stepped over him while the play was dead. And then Piacenza kind of coming in and getting in a shouting match. So now the center referee giving a talking to with a couple of those Grandview players. Dylan Hunston and Herman Ferrumo. And a yellow card is out. And so it looks like we're going to see the yellow card issued. But the center referee holding off 1 second on officially offering that yellow card, and now gives it Dylan Hunston, the receiver of the yellow card. It's the 4th yellow card issued to Grandview today. And this is where you start to get into worrisome territory if you're going to continue playing aggressively. 4 separate players who are all key pieces have yellows. Justin Figueroa, Dylan Hunston, and now the assistant referee is all the way out at the top of the penalty area talking with Nicolo Cabras. And so the center referee has picked up the ball, and looks like it might be a dropped ball for keeper Cabras. 23.5 minutes to go, and we are back underway, so Cabras will start things with the ball. He'll get a bit of a run up here and send it up in the air. Harrell had positioning, but nobody touched the ball, and so it bounced away from him. Throw in for the Vikings. Quick pass once more. Roundhouse kick to the middle. Now back on the ground. Here's an opportunity, but not going to get a shot off. Stegmiller's there, passes it backwards. Grandview racing to the ball and able to keep it in play. Biena had given up. He thought the play was going to be dead once the ball went out of bounds, but Figueroa was able to keep it in play. Back to Ventura now. Ventura back to the keeper helm. Helm waiting for a man to attack, and he puts it on the ground to Central Methodist. Oh, and some miscommunication on the pass. CMU had numbers. Harrell tried to get it to one of his teammates, but kind of passed it in between both of them. Now Harrell gets the ball back, sends it to Biena. Biena tried to cross the field to Diversevic. Not there. In the air, Diversevic underneath it. Puts it in front of Peyton Chapman. Now long kick. Trying to get it over the top of the defense. Suarez is there. Suarez scored earlier. Puts it back in the middle, but popped up and grabbed by Helm. Dylan Hunston able to get the head on the ball to slow it down. Allowed Helm to run to it. Helm now a long kick. Medallia high header. And Suarez tried to get to the ball, but realized last second he was underneath Braden Shaney, and a foul called, common foul. No cards issued here. Central Methodist just one yellow card today, and that yellow came on the missing shin guards from Milton Olin, not on the actual game itself. Still tied at 1, just over 20 minutes to go. Long kick in, headed away by Stegmiller. Pinto able to find it in the air. Still fought for Suarez now. Long kick up the sideline. Able to find a man. Good positioning by Vanderwell. Vanderwell trying to find his teammate, but not able to get the touch on the ball. Great takeaway by Matakawa. Ventura up to Piacenza. Piacenza's there. The header sends it out the goal line, and a goal kick for Cabras. Whistle blown as Kuhn Schimmel will check into the game for Central Methodist. Substitution looks like Antoine Harrell running off of the field. That'll also push Diversevic to the far side. Schimmel will take the near side up front. Cabras now ready to kick. Sends it up. Wind kind of pushing it back and didn't go as far as he was hoping, but Julian Medallia there. Schimmel up the right side. Has a man. Suarez putting it into the corner, trying to cross, puts it in the ground, but not able to find an eagle. Schimmel now the throw-in. Gets it to Medallia. Whistle blows and a foul against Aiden Pinto. Kick up the left side. Nobody was back, though. They weren't ready to go. Back into the middle of the field. Over to the far side now. Mena. Mena tried to make the cut to the outside, but Biena, a good step two. Long kick up to Schimmel, but it misses and goes out the sideline. And a couple of substitutes now for Grandview as Piacenza comes out of the game. Cuba Bach Sorensen comes into the game, and along with that, Mena checks out, and Tim Schurlemmer comes in. Throw-in now ready for the Vikings. Chapman with the throw-in. Doesn't quite get it to his man, but the over-the-head kick goes out the sideline, and once more it's a throw-in. 18 minutes to go. Still tied at 1 here after the goal from Central Methodist initially took the lead. It was Pelayo Suarez, but equalized within 8 minutes by Grandview. It was Kevin Ventura who had the equalizer. The Vikings have really dominated the game since the goal scored by the Eagles. It's felt like they've had the ball close to the goal whenever they've wanted. Now, they haven't been able to create too many shot attempts, but a near giveaway. Central Methodist able to take it back. Not what you wanted to see, and a foul called against Matakawa. Matakawa had the yellow card earlier in the game and gets aggressive again, but just a common foul on that. Long kick up and a behind-the-back kick. Beautifully placed, finds Stegmiller, and a foul called against Central Methodist. Matakawa thought about taking it, but instead lets his teammate Hunston. Hunston waiting for his teammates to set up. Few yards over the top of the penalty area. Kick coming in, good header by Stegmiller. Kick far up, and Ventura's there, heads it back to his keeper. Helm sends a line drive up the middle. Biena heads it up to the sideline and able to keep it in. Now another long kick. Vanduel to the outside, but a sliding stop by Ventura. Pinto takes it away. Diversevic now up to Suarez. Back to the outside for Pinto. Pinto tried to get it up, but again, not quite able to find his man. Chance to cross on the ground. The kick is just up and away. Vanduel, not the shot he was looking for. He had the positioning. The pass was good. The execution just missed for Robin Vanduel. And Vanduel, he's been one of the key scorers for this Central Methodist team all season long. Mentioned it earlier in the game. 6 goals on the season. He's also got 3 assists. Not been able to put one into the net in this game yet. Long kick, and it goes all the way back to Cabras. Vanduel, it feels like he's been up front a lot of the time. Shimol now trying to get in position. He's got position, but he goes to the ground, still somehow able to maintain possession. Quick flick back to the middle to Stegmiller. Stegmiller to Suarez. Suarez now to the outside, trying to work it inside. The shot, it's in! What a beautiful goal! Central Methodist has taken the lead 2-1. What an amazing shot! Ilhan Diversevic from way outside, an upper 90 screamer in the final 15 minutes to put Central Methodist back on top. It's now 2-1 with 14:17 on the clock. Ilhan Diversevic with his 4th goal of the season and maybe his biggest one of the season. Center referee holding off on restarting the game as substitutions are made for the teams. Grandview looking to make a trio of swaps. Matakawa comes out of the game. Checking in is Piacenza. Along with that, Mena comes into the game. And coming out of the game is Ferrumo and Schurlemmer. Also, Felipe Augusto is coming into the game for Grandview. Play restarted with just over 14 minutes to go, as Ilhan Diversevic with one of the best goals you'll see, takes the lead for Central Methodist, and they'll see if their defense can step up as they have in the previous 5. Putting it on the ground, it's still in possession here. The kick from Gonzalez, and Cabras diving for it. Did not touch the ball, they say, and it misses the goal far wide. It was an opportunity from Ignacio Gonzalez. He didn't really hit it too hard. It seemed more of a pass than anything, but ended up having an opportunity to go. Nicolo Cabras maybe a little bit later than he normally is to react to it as well. Got a little bit too much air under that one with all of the wind pushing, and a foul called against Kun Shamol, and looks like that's going to be a yellow card to him, and indeed it will be. Shamol offers the hand to the man he knocked down, and there's the yellow card. Second yellow issued to Central Methodist. First one for Shamol. Shamol and Olin, 2 forwards on this team. Both of them have yellows. And now everyone pushed up except the keeper for Grandview, Peyton Chapman. Has a plethora of options. Lewis Helm, the only one back in the defensive half. 13:15 on the clock. Chapman holds his hands in the air and sends it into the middle. It's a good one, and the header is in! It's tied back up! Braden Shaney! It's 2-2 here in Fayette, and chaos continues. Braden Shaney, his first goal of the season. What a header, and what a pass from Peyton Chapman as well. His second assist of the game. 13:07 to go. It's been back and forth in this second half. And who knows, even if one more goal is scored, maybe there will be another. That's the way this game has gone. Quick pass up the sideline. Goes out for a Grandview throw. Dylan Hunston will look to pass it in. Hasn't found the teammate he's been looking for, and just gets it as deep as he can. And out the sideline, headed out of play by Grandview. CMU throw in now as Riemann Biena will toss it in. Kick back to the middle. Giora with the header. Still up in the air, and Stegmiller up the sideline on the ground, and a potential opportunity here again. Harrell, he's into the penalty area. He's still on his feet, now trying to take it back, still in the box, but can't attack it because he was offside, so he just lets it go, and it's a goal kick for Grandview. Lewis Helm looks to send it up the field. 11:45 to go in the match. Helm, the long kick, headed straight in the air by Medallia near the sideline, not quite able to keep it in. Wasn't able to get positioning on Mena. Now Ignacio Gonzalez. Instead hands it to Peyton Chapman, so Chapman takes over for the throw-in. Time taken here as the center ref gets back in position and now ready to roll. Peyton Chapman looking for a long run up here. Near the goal box, but it's headed straight in the air. Good strength, but a foul against Figueroa. Figueroa had gotten to the ball, but had to go through Central Methodist in order to make it happen. So free kick from just outside the penalty area. Long kick, and it kind of stops in the air, and you can see the effect that the wind's having. You also might be able to see that from some of the leaves that are kind of coming through from behind the stadium. Bit of a cool effect here in the fall as the kick goes up the sideline. Now trying to find it. Stegmiller has it kicked out of bounds, but dangerous throw-in opportunity. Riemann Biena will look to send this one into the middle. Instead, he'll drop it off to Harrell. Harrell, ooh, nice move. Gets him some space. Takes the shot, but it's blocked. Still, opportunity, trying to go to the left side of the goal. Not there. It was Pelayo Suarez again. Now a deep cross and a little too hard as it curls back toward the sideline for what appears to be a throw-in. And you can once again see that wind having an effect. The cross hooked much more than he was anticipating and ends up going out the sideline. Couple of subs here as well. Ignacio Gonzalez and Cuba Bach Sorensen come out of the game. Herman Firumo is into the game, along with Nate Mutakawa. Ball in the air and still fought for. 9 minutes to go in the match. And it's sent all the way up, and not a good kick from Rory O'Connor. Straight in the air, was trying to get the clearance. Mateo Giora trying to win it back, but Mena, great positioning. Now puts it back in the middle. The shot coming up, it misses to the outside. Herman Firumo had the opportunity. Unable to convert on it, however. 8.5 minutes to go, still tied at 2 in the second half. Coming up after this one, we've got the women's teams taking on each other. Number 16, Central Methodist, and unranked Grandview. Grandview's been having a bit of a rough start to the women's season, whereas Central Methodist has been red hot. We'll see if Grandview can put up a fight in this one on the road. Big underdogs in that game. In this one, though, it's about an even match, and we've seen that 2-2, and the shot coming in from way outside, but it's blocked. A save from Nicolo Cabras. Knocked over the post. And corner kick, yet again, for Grandview. Grandview, in this second half, man, they've had a ton of opportunities. First half, they took just 7 shots, did not have a corner kick. In this second half, they've taken 9 shots, and they've had 4 corners. Here's corner number 5. It's a short cross and headed straight back and out of bounds. Goal kick to Central Methodist. Seven minutes to go, and whistle blows for a stoppage. And now ready to go again. Cabras puts it on the ground and sends it up the middle, again slowing down, not quite reaching midfield. Stegmiller's there, a couple of headers, lets it land in front of him, now sends it back up over his head behind him, but not able to find an eagle, and now a Vikings throw-in. After that last attack, 18 shots throughout the afternoon for Grandview, 11 for Central Methodist. Julian Medaglia ran up on it and sends it into the crowd. 6 shots on goal for Grandview, 4 of them for Central Methodist. Nicolo Cabras was huge in the first half. Second half, he's still been pretty big as well, but has allowed 2 goals, and now a free kick signaled for, and Nicolo Cabras will take the kick from within the penalty box. Way up the right side and headed back to Stegmiller. Puts a foot on the ball behind his head, but not able to keep possession. Pinto's there. Pinto leaping in the air, kicked it while airborne. Now Matakawa up the sideline. Trying to keep it in, played back to Cabras. Still a fight as this one is sent up the right side. Vanduel racing to the ball. Not going to win there, and the keeper Helm just has to clear it up the field, able to get it around Vanduel. Biena working to the ball, using his body. Gets it off to the left for a quick pass. Biena was making a run. Now holds off as Harrell tries to put it back into the middle. Not there. Kick coming back up to the far sideline. Still in bounds. Pinto trying to make a move, and Pinto's been more involved here in the second half than he was in the first. Only 4.5 minutes left. Still tied at 2. What will these final 5 minutes contain? Chapman up, trying to make a run. Didn't find a teammate. Suarez racing to the ball, tries to put it up the right side, gets past his man, now cuts back, putting it on the right. Julian Medaglia making a run. Rough touch to the outside. Looks like one of the Eagles are cramping, and Julian Medaglia is livid with the call as Peyton Chapman is over there, and Julian Medaglia being sent up as it was Jackson Wilbers who was down. Or sorry, Pelayo Suarez who was down. Now looks like we're ready to get back into play up here, but a couple of substitutions. .407 to go, and still a little bit of confusion here. Seems like we're ready to get back underway, though. 4:07 on the clock. Peyton Chapman will get the throw-in. Chapman trying to find Ventura, but it's out of bounds off of him. Pelayo Suarez was there, and Suarez is still hopping around right now. You can tell his leg is still bothering him. Back into the middle. Harrell, Biena now. Biena plenty of time. Switches the field to Medaglia. Medaglia, he's got space and time. Looking to centralize. He has it in the middle, and the shot is off. Stegmiller was on the receiving end of the pass, but hit it off of his knee. Had to make a tough turn on the front post in order to get it in. Turned a little early, and that slight mistiming sent it way out of play. Riemann Biena not able to keep it, but goal kick called for. And Piacenza, he's arguing his case with the AR, saying, hey, this should be a throw-in, or maybe he's saying this wasn't off of me. It's kind of close both ways. Cabras now with the clearance. Into the very middle of the field. Kick to Suarez. Suarez trying to break through, but kicked off to the sideline. Will it stay in? Central Methodist going to keep it with the numbers. Now back into the middle, into the penalty area. He goes down, and the whistle blown. It's a penalty kick with 2:20 to go. Just inside the penalty area. Central Methodist with just under 2.5 minutes, will have a chance to take the lead on a penalty kick. What a way for this one to go down. It all lies on this. Pelayo Suarez appears to be ready to take the kick. Lewis Helm in the net. 2-2 the score. 2:19 to go in the game. Grandview holding on for a draw right here. They have not lost a game this season. A goal right here could mean their first loss of the season. Suarez ready to go. The whistle blows. Suarez with the left, and it's blocked. Suarez receives, and he rebounds and sends it in. Central Methodist up 3-2 on the rebound from Suarez. Helm saved it at first, but it was followed up by Pelayo Suarez, and he gives the Eagles a 3-2 lead. What a second half. So a restart coming here, and that is how much time the Vikings will have to avoid their first loss of the season. Pelayo Suarez with a brace. He scored the opener back in the 58th minute of the game. That was just 30 minutes ago. He puts in his second one here in a completely different score, but the same situation. Converts on the follow-up to the penalty kick. So Grandview now getting set up and looking to make a run. They look like they're setting this up like a football play. They're waiting for the snap, basically. Whistle blows, and they kick it back to their quote-unquote quarterback, Peyton Chapman, who sends it up the middle. Not to a teammate, though, but quickly grabbed on the rebound, sending it up Piacenza. Now Ignacio Gonzalez, back to the middle. Header coming in, and it stays alive, trying to get it to the sideline. It looks like it'll be a throw-in. Kicked away by Medaglia. 1:52 to go. On the second goal of the game, it took 66 seconds for Grandview to respond. Can they do it in just as much time here? The throw-in coming into the middle. It's just wide of the goal to the left. The header had an opportunity. Not able to find the goal, however. 80 seconds to go in the match. Central Methodist holding on for dear life. Long kick, Jackson Wilbers is there. He tries to turn up the right side. Contact and a foul called against Wilbers. 60 seconds left. Kick is on the ground, and it's knocked out to the far side by Harrell. Quick throw-in for the Vikings. They trail by one with 45 seconds. Not much time to speak of. Clock runs. The throw coming into the middle. It's on the ground. There's a scrum. It remains out of the net. Now a kick goes out the sideline by Biena. 30 seconds. And with that, the referee blows a whistle to stop the clock, as he will have to give a talking to. More than anything, he picked up a shin guard. It looks like it's Julian Medaglia's. It took a while for him to find it. "28 seconds, and Ignacio Gonzalez and Antoine Harrell were right in front of the center referee. And we continue to hold off on this throw-in until we're ready to go. And assistant referee over there, now the center referee gives clearance. The throw-in coming into the goal box. The header is up, but it's saved by Cabras. 25 seconds to go. Cabras able to pick it up. He'll take as much time as he can here. Waiting to kick it away, sends it way up the middle. Under 15 seconds. 10 seconds to go. Last second chance. Stegmiller tries to call game, and he basically does just that. 2 seconds, and it's over. Central Methodist gets the upset. They beat number 13, Grandview at home. The final score, 3-2. What a second half. This one was tied scoreless at halftime, and post-game emotions running high between these two teams. Central Methodist and Grandview both clearing off the field. Julian Medaglia in a shoving match here as Grandview falls. Obviously, this game meant so much to both of these teams. A huge one at that. Central Methodist with the 3-2 victory. It's another ranked win for them. And this Grandview team suffers their first loss of the season. In their 12th game of the year, it was a final penalty kick that was the difference. Taking a look back at the scoring, it was Pelayo Suarez's first goal, a great one that made it 1-0, following up in the middle of the goal box. But just 8 minutes later, it was an equalizer from Kevin Ventura, knotted it 1-1. All of this scoring was in the second half. 76th minute of the game, Ilhan Diversevic. He puts Central Methodist back up 2-1, and then that was followed by an equalizer 66 seconds later by Braden Shaney. Knotted it 2-2. It remained 2-2 for just over 10 minutes, but in the 88th minute, the penalty kick and the follow-up by Pelayo Suarez put Central Methodist on top for the last time. So that does it. Final score 3-2. Central Methodist improves to 7-2-4. Grandview falls to 8-1-3. That's going to do it for this game, though. The women's game comes up in just a moment, so hope to have you tuned in for that. But in case not, that's going to do it for us today from Fayette. So thank you so much. For myself, Austin Thomas, and from the rest of the Central Methodist Eagle, thank you, and have a great rest of your day.